Okay, now we're ready to do our other little flange guy here. Let's go to our main floor level. Okay, so that ends at this reference plane. We need to name this reference plane. So we're going to go in here where it says name, and we're going to call this wall face. Oops, the old mouse moves. Wall face. Click out. Okay, and you can tell which where the end point of the reference plane is, because the name always goes at the end. I can tell by looking at this reference plane I drew it from this point downward, and that does make a difference when you try to extrude off of it, etc. We have covered that in other lessons. So now that is named, I can go up here and say, okay, I'm going to go home and I'm going to make another extrusion. And I'm going to say set my work plane. And instead of going in here and picking wall face, okay, I'm just going to use the pick plane just as a different option. Hit OK and go pick. And when I do that, it's going to say you need to change your view. I'm going to say I want to see from the right hand side. Open the view. Now I'm zoomed in. Now I'm going to create that little disk guy and add the same parameter. So I'm going to use a circle, not a polygon. I'm going to pick on here, and I don't care. I'm just going to go out. Okay, let's say I hit escape. Now what I want to do is I want to go in and I want to, now this is the interesting part. If you try to align, see, I need to align that to this guy and this guy. Okay, and I didn't have to align the I did not have to align this one, because that is kind of the base of the family. But this guy is different because he's over there at the wall, and he's also up off the floor. So I have to treat it a little bit differently. Okay, so if I go back to the right side, okay, I need to align this little circle to this reference, or at least not to this one, but to this reference plane. So if I say align to here, and I try to grab the circle, it's tricky to do. Okay, so my point here is, with circles specifically, this is something that is just an extra tip here. I'm going to purposely move that off of there. Watch what I'm going to do. I'm going to create a new dimension that goes from here. Now watch the difference. You see, you can snap to it a little easier. When it's right on it, it doesn't seem to want to snap. So I'm going to go in here and say to there, click, and then move that over. Now I'm going to do another one from here to the vertical and move that over. Escape. Now watch what I'm going to do. I'm going to take the circle, pick on here, and zero this out. 0, enter, and then guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to take it and lock it. That's how I align that to the center. Okay. If you don't, when you move this pipe, this guy's not going to move with it. Literally, when you move it specifically vertically, horizontally, I think it'll actually be. So this might be a little bit redundant. But so now I'm going to take this guy. Oh, I can't change it by clicking the dimension. I have to pick the object, then the dimension, zero it out, click on here, and I don't get my lock right away. I'm going to click out, then I'm going to pick on here, lock it, click out. So now that circle is locked in sketch mode to these reference planes. Okay, and now I'm going to set the extrusion start is 0, extrusion end is the flange thickness, same as the other one. Okay, and now I'm going to add in another parameter, do a dimension, arc, this guy, move it over, escape, pick on here, turn this guy into the parameter, flange radius, which happens to be a formula. Clicking out. Now I can go to a 3D view, it doesn't matter. I hit finish, finishes that flange, and there it is. Now I'm going to use my join geometry to clean that up. Join this, this with this, cleans that up, and also adopts the material of this object. Okay, so now we're going to go in, we want to save this, and now we're going to flex our model by going into our types, and we'll say okay. Let's grab our length, let's go 1 foot. Perfect. Height 1 foot. Perfect. See, you're learning something here. 3 feet by 3 feet. Hit apply. Let's move this down, and let's go back to 30 inches high. So it's back on screen. And let's try last changing our grab bar radius to be 1 inch. And that seems to be growing properly. Okay, flange thickness, I'll let you try that. So there's our family. We hit OK. We save it. Now let's load it into the project. So we say load to project, overwrite. Okay, picking on here. Let's do it from an elevational view. Let's go down to our south elevation. I've already selected it. Drag this up, drag this over. Drag it over here, drag it over here. Perfect. Changing my numbers. Everything looks good. If I go to my 3D view and I go SD on the keyboard for shaded mode, you'll notice that these two guys are the same material. Or at least they appear to be. And we'll come back in our next lesson and we will dabble with the base point or origin of this family.